Historic homeland of people that you work and deal with in Fresno.
I'm honored to facilitate your invitation.
Well, today we were honoring our ambassador, Armenian, from Armenia, and it was a great honor to have him here in Fresno State to see a beautiful Armenian genocide monument for the first time. And so we showed it to him. It's the only one of its kind on a university campus in the United States. And I think it says to our Armenian community and to all communities that we stand with the ambassadors here on behalf of the country to represent the advancement of our relationships with the universities there. And I think that's very important for our students.
Last year, because of our consul general, who did such a terrific job on behalf of Armenia here in our valley and in California, Dr. Castro and I separately were able to visit Armenia, as you know. And for both of us, it was an incredible experience to be able to establish this sister university relationship between Fresno State between American University of Armenia. It's just the right thing to do, and it makes a lot of sense. And to show you the commitment of generations of Armenian American families that have come to this university and gotten their education, and now starting the student exchanges is something that we're very proud of. And for me, as I told you, Mr. Ambassador, and my Armenian friends know this, I may be an Odar. However, they call me Costonian in Armenia. And I'm very proud of the Armenian families that have made this valley what it is today. I say with great pride, I come from the land of Oyam Saroyan, the truly generations after generations of Armenians have come to our country and come to this valley to have a better opportunity for themselves and their families. And their success has been our success. And so the importance of our relations between the United States and Armenia is more so now than ever before. 25 years anniversary, actually a very old country, but reborn in a sense with the Republic, the first Christian nation in the world, and a nation that has depth of the challenges of world history, both good and bad periods of world history. So your presence here is a reaffirmation of that commitment of strong ties and strong relations, not only between our universities, but also between our people, between the families that, of immigrants that have made not only our valley but America the great country that it is. So we're excited that you're here.
Thank you, Mr. Congressman. I'm really thankful for the trouble you made to Armenia. It left an indelible, trace in the hearts of so many people you met. I understand it's not an easy thing to do these days to travel to Armenia with so many stopovers. Logistically, it's pretty hard. We appreciated you taking that trouble and going to Armenia. We always wait. Fresno has a special meaning for us because of Soroyan, because of the early Armenian churches and the community. Fresno is a sister city with the holy city of Echmiadzin. Fresno is the home, the only other city in the world that has a monument to the David of Sassoon, and many other vestiges of footprint of Armenians and Armenian culture. So the addition of university friendship between Fresno State and Yerevan State University is another bond, another layer into that friendship, which we hope we can also expand to trade and cultural exchanges. We're really very blessed to have a consul like Berch in Fresno, although we have many community organizations, groups and activism in this area. An addition of a consulate of Armenia here, I think, made a little bit of difference in our community life and the way Armenia communicates with their countrymen and women. So, thank you very much. Was it an impromptu, or you were planning to come over?
No, I'm going to visit you at your next stop, and I happen to be on the campus, and I wanted to see you here, and the president invited me, and I wanted to see both you and Bear. She does a terrific job. She's so passionate. And
couldn't agree more.
Yes, and he reminds us all that we make the extra effort to give back. And so you couldn't have a better consul general. So we're just glad you're here. Look forward to the next stop.
Most generous of you. Thank you very much, Congress. Thank you.
Okay.
Great. Thank you again, Ambassador.
Dr. Pastor, thank you so much for you taking the time from your busy schedule.
My pleasure.
Congressman, it's always great to see
Say something after they do. That's okay. Bruce! How you doing?
Լա ոյվեդե ասաշխարի վրա։ Այս հիվանդոսարի թերները նույնպես փաթ են բոլոր Ֆրեզնոյի հայ խաղութին անգախ իրենց պատկանելությունեն, անգախ իրենց քույնեն ու անգախ իրենց թրոշակեն, որովհետև մենք քաչ կհավատանք, որ միասնականությունը ուժ է, եւ երբ հայերս մենք միասին ենք, միագամ ենք, մեզի համար չկա անկարելի։ Մեծարգո տեսման, այսօր ձեր ներկայությունը մեր գաղութեն ներս, գուկա ավելի չերմացնելու այդ չերմ հարաբերությունները, որ կա Ֆրեզնոյի եւ հայրենիքի մեջ։ Ձեր ներկայությունը գուկա այդ գաբը հարազատ ավելի ամրացնելու։ Մենք հբարդ ենք ձեզվով, ձեր ներկայությամբ եւ այստեղ իմ եւ Հիվանդոսարին անունով ձեզի կխոստովանիմ եւ կվստահեցնեմ ի շնորհիվ մեր քաղուտի արժանավոր հայերուն այս քաղուտը Ֆրեզնոն պիտի լա միշտ նեցուկ հայրենի հողին եւ հայ ժողովրդին։ Բարի եկածեք։ Your Excellency, Ambassador Mr. Grigory Sovanisyan, Honorable Clergies, Honorary Consul of Republic of Mexico, Mr. David Prisiento, Honorable Consul of Armenia, Mr. Beljo Abkaryan, Honorable Congressman, Mr. Jim Costa, Honorable Judge, Mr. Sarkisian, Supervisor, Mr. Andreas Borges, community leaders, representatives of different Armenian organizations, Armenian medical mission physician members, and dear guests. It's an honor and privilege to have you all here, to welcome the visit of the ambassador here in Fresno, his visit here in the Honorary Consulate of Armenia. Like our nowadays homeland of Armenia, this consulate also, it's small by its area, but its dreams and hopes are big like the people of Armenia. It is like our homeland whose doors are open for each and single Armenian, wherever he is in the diaspora. The doors of this consulate is open to each and single Armenian and non-Armenian of the Fresno. Because we believe all those people who thrive to the wellness of the humanity, who works and seek for the prosperity of our homeland and the people of homeland, they are more than welcome at this consulate. So together, united, we can achieve all our goals. Mr. Ambassador, I assure you, with the help of these community members, as before, as always it's been like that, the Fresno Armenian community will always be supportive and helpful to our homeland and to the people of our Armenia. Thank you. With much honor, at this moment, I would like to invite Congressman Mr. Jim Costa, who has his few words to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, clergy, Consul General, our friend Berge, and the Mexican Consul General, and local elected officials, and so many leaders of our Armenian American community that are here today. I thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege to represent you in our nation's capital. Mr. Ambassador, we are especially pleased to give you the warmest of the San Joaquin Valley welcomes. As many of my friends here know, My name is Jim Costigan, and I know some of you thought I'm an ODAR, but I'm an honorary high, and I mean that sincerely, because I grew up, as I proudly tell people back in Washington, in the land of William Saroyan, and it is with incredible sense of pride that the people of this valley for generations, Armenian Americans, have made such a difference. And it's why we feel so strongly about welcoming you here, because you reflect and represent the country of Armenia. And you do an excellent job at our nation's capital in doing so. I fulfilled what had been a dream that I had had for many years last summer, when our friend Berj took me to Armenia, and to meet the president, to meet the prime minister, to meet leaders of the parliament, the multiple parties that were reflected and represented, our friend from Fresno, Rafi, and to visit the memorial to the genocide. You cannot help but be moved when you see man's inhumanity to mankind, the first genocide in the 20th century, and the reflections and the tribute to those families, those martyrs, whose families in many instances are represented here today. It is why I will always stand, ultimately one day, to have the United States Congress recognize the Armenian genocide, because it's the right thing to do. Obviously, last year we celebrated the 25th anniversary of the Republic, but we know Armenia is a very old country, the first country in the world to adopt Christianity in the 4th century. And to visit not only Yerevan, which is a wonderful, bustling city, to have Berj and Luz take me around, I must tell you, I was going to spend 3 days. Berj says you have to spend 6 days. Spent 4.5 days. I should have stayed longer. And then to go and visit the chapel of where Saint Gregory the Illuminator, right, and to go down there and to see how incredible that must have been, and to see Mount Ararat, that, as we all know, rightfully is a part of Armenia. And there you go. And I was supposed to go to Artsakh, and that was another story. But I will, when I return, I will go there the next time, I promise you, because this is part of a injustice that we have to correct for those who live in Nagorno-Karabakh. We have to make sure that the four-way agreement ultimately works out in a way that is just and right. And we must stand side by side with our Armenian friends. So I will tell you, go ahead, you can applaud. Mr. Ambassador, I'd like to stay here with you longer, but unfortunately I have a 2:30 appointment. But I wanted to be here. I wanted to be here not only for our friends, who I have the privilege, as I said, to represent, but to thank you personally and the Armenian government for the incredible effort that they made to better educate me on the issues facing Armenia today. To be at the American University of Armenia, that now has a sister university relationship with our Fresno State. Go Dogs. And the ambassador was there to visit the memorial to the genocide just earlier today. The only memorial that exists in an American university in the United States. How fitting and appropriate, right? With all the wonderful students of Armenian families that have graduated there over generations. And to lecture there at the university and to meet the students, and now we have exchanges taking place. And we're talking about doing more. because a solid U.S.-Armenian relationship is very critical and important in that part of the world. Not just for Armenia, but for us. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you for this warm Fresno welcome. You know, the day that we went out toward Mount Ararat, and what's the monastery that we went to? There's.
Hold it up.
Yes. He's quite a singer. I've got it on video. But
All deacons are.
Gotcha.
Yeah, really?
But it was one of those beautiful, clear, crisp days, and you could see for 50 miles. And I was given this beautiful black and white picture of Mount Ararat, and I'm in the process of framing it and putting it in an appropriate place in the office. So when all of you come, you'll be able to understand how much I was touched and how heartfelt that visit was for me. And to meet the Holy City and to spend time with him and to receive a blessing was something that I was overwhelmed with. And it was interesting. We had a translator, but the translator had time keeping up, and he said, go on, I understand what you're saying. He said, I was commending him on having Pope Francis's visit. He said, you know, I've known Pope Francis when he was the cardinal in Argentina. So we go back a ways. And when I visited Rome in an ecumenical conference that they had 2 years ago, I asked Pope Francis if he would come and visit. And he said, yes, I will come and visit. And of course that culminated in the visit last spring, in which Pope Francis recognized the genocide, as the United States Congress should recognize the genocide. So there were so many wonderful things that happened with that visit, and I plan to go back again. And I will spend more than 4 days. So thank all of you. I must go, but thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for all the hard work you do to ensure that U.S.-Armenian relationships continue to grow. And you have a great support team here. All of these people here want to help you and help me try to further the efforts with this very, very important strategic alliance. So, again, thank you for coming. Thank you.
We're not the only lucky, but we are blessed. Not only the Armenians of the Valley region, maybe the all Armenians in the world, that we have a friend like the Congressman Jim Costa. Thank you, Mr. Congressman. At this moment, I'm going to invite a very talented lady who is a mom of 2 young boys. And she's the wife of more talented, maybe, the husband, who is a very good friend of mine. The floor is to you, Nuna John.
Ներող կլինեք, պետք է կարդամ Հովհաննես Թումանյանի բանաստեղծություններից մեկը, որը կոչվում է Մեր ուխտը։ Մենք ուխտ ունենք, միշտ դեպի լույս, ու գնում ենք մեր ճամփով, մրիկներով պատածան հույս, սև խավարով, մութ ամպով։ Մենք անցել ենք արյան ծովեր, սար ենք տեսել ու կրակ, մեր ճակատը դեմ ենք արել, մրիկներին հակառակ, ու թեպետ և պատառոտված մեր դրոշը սրբազան, ու մենք չունենք տեղ ու դադար, երկրից երկիր, ցիրուցան, բայց գնում ենք մենք անվեհեր, զարկերի տակ չարբախտի, մեր աչքերը միշտ դեպի վեր, դեպի լույսը մեր ուխտի։